Hello and welcome! Tonight on the show, consider us a good friend of our bovine friends. Tonight we're doing some Chick-fil-A sauce, the flagship yellow smoky deliciousness, here in a nice big bottle. We are so excited to have you here today. Thank you for joining us. This is Sauce Spoken.
And we're back. We are Sauce Spoken. We're the podcast detailing your favorite sauces, dips, and condiments. I'll be your host this week. My name's Adam, and I'm joined here by my co-host, Tori.
Hello, good afternoon, nieces and nephews. My name is Tori, and this is Sauce Spoken, and we are so happy to have you. And to my right, as always, the task master, Eric.
Ooh, what a name. What an intro.
Yeah.
From the Iron City Beer Man.
Yes.
And everyone's uncle. Everyone's favorite uncle?
I guess.
Uncle
what the heck?
Tori's lying to
Yeah,
us this
We're
week.
going to go with that, sure.
I'm about to the Taskmaster. Maybe the,
Switching it up.
trying to think, what would I call you? The Fail Master?
The Fail Master.
come
Wow.
The Task Misser?
Hmm.
I like the Task Misser
You
better.
give me
I just set the bar very low, so it's easily enough for me to crawl over it.
Oh, you be the task checker. How about that?
Task Misser.
I could do that. I do have a pretty keen eye for every little mess up and fragment, and you guys come over and you're like, oh yeah, let's
And harp
record,
on
and
it.
I'm like, no, the place is a mess, and you're like, why? It's not that messy.
Well, not only that, but the mess has no, we're not going to put out no matter how much, no matter how clean the place is, you're not getting anything from us. So,
That is
I mean, it's
definitely
fun,
not the goal.
Well, that's my point, though, is like if you're bringing a couple of dudes over, you don't really care about the state of your apartment, your house, so it just doesn't matter.
No, I don't know. I as much as I like to claim how much I ignore things around me, I actually think it's a reflection on yourself. And
Well,
I think having a clean house is just one of those things.
I'm going to back this up a step.
Okay.
The only thing is we only go in one room. That's the other key thing I'd like to mention. We don't even go in 90% of your house. It'd be different if we were like, coming over to hang out, we were going to wander around or something like that, but we're literally going one room and then we walk right back out.
Have a sleepover.
Yeah, so...
It's a pretty open plan. You see a lot. Anyways, no big deal.
I don't know. Anyways, how was your week aside from that, Eric? You were telling us a little bit before the show that you were actually giving yourself some small little chores, and then you're working to accomplish those. Is that
Small little chores, took some things to Goodwill, parting with stuff, tearing some furniture apart, giving other furniture away.
Nice.
That's going to help. Yeah, we'll see. I have high hopes, high dreams of being able to get rid of a few more things and then basically take everything on this ground floor, shove it in my garage, and tear out this carpet. So that'll be high. That's
it's not really the ground
end game.
floor. We're above ground here.
It's okay. My first living floor, area.
I guess that's not true. You're on a hill, so your backyard is actually, we are at ground level. Simultaneously, you have two ground floors in your house that are separate from each other. One is the front ground floor, and one is the back ground floor.
I was also looking at houses as I was driving around today, looking at the for sale signs, and I'm like, doesn't have a garage. Oh, it has a garage, but it's not attached. Man, it's really it's a hard sell here in Pittsburgh.
You don't want to buy a house right now.
Yeah.
No, I
that's
don't.
real.
Kind of want to sell and then couch surf or go back home to my
Couch
parents.
surf. Yeah, okay. For a grown-up couch surf.
Well,
slap the shit out of you.
The main problem would be any benefit you would reap from that in your sale price.
I know.
You would lose any benefit from that quickly through your storage unit that you would need that would cost $1,200 a month because you have all your stuff.
I have too much stuff. Way too much stuff.
And it would destroy it from sitting in there. That's I think we've talked about this before, but I think we may have mentioned this on the podcast before, but this is my public service announcement. If you have a storage unit, you really need to do some serious thinking about whether it's worth it or not to have that storage unit, because bear in mind, so one of my buddy's dads had a storage unit complex, and part of my job was every summer I'd go there and he and I would, the non-paying tenants, we'd go clean out their shit, and we'd usually donate it and take it to something, because there wasn't really, most of the stuff in there is not worth selling, which kind of leads into my second point. But that's just kind of like how hoarders let go of things that they're not actually ready to get rid of, is that they just stop paying on a storage unit full of it. But they do that after having it for 5 years. You're paying every month, hundreds of dollars a month to keep your stuff in the storage unit. So you end up paying, $5,000, $10,000 on a storage unit that probably only has, $700 worth of stuff in it. If you just threw it all away and started over, you could do that 10 times over. But then not only that, like I said, you end up losing it anyways, and you don't have anything to show for it.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. My parents never had a storage unit. I think maybe it's kind of like a learned behavior kind of thing too. I know a lot of people my age who, oh yeah, I got a storage unit, and it's like, why? For the same reasons you just said. And, and they're just like shocked. They're like, well, my parents always had a storage unit. It's just where we keep, the things that I don't have room for.
Right.
Like, okay.
Well, I think the key is like anything you put into a storage unit, you should sit down there and get a sheet of paper out and write its value on a sheet of paper, and make a tally, everything you put into that storage unit, and then do a little evaluation and say, okay, yeah, I'm just saying off the cuff, it doesn't have to be, I get some things are sentimental value and irreplaceable. My point to that is that if you leave it in a storage unit, even if it's a decent one, unless it's like an indoor climate controlled sealed one, and you check on it regularly, that stuff will be destroyed. It's going to get mice in it. They're going to tear through the pictures, And
it must be a precious keepsake if you're locking it in a closet that's several miles away from your home.
Right. Well, like I said, I get it. There are some times when it's like short-term storage, like if you want to store, if you're moving, and you want to store all your furniture in there for 2 months, that's what they're made for. But people will go and they will
say, or a car or a boat.
Say exactly. Boats, cars, RVs. People use this as a seasonal, put away and then pull it out every season. It's just part of their factored. Well, that's even debatable somewhat, but
well, no, like you said, if you have a car, let's say you have a classic car or something like that, you only take it out in the summers. Yes, that is just factoring into your maintenance costs. That makes sense. But if you're going to keep some old furniture in there, some old CRT TVs or something like that, if you add it all up and the cost of all that shit minus sentimental value, whatever, is like $500, you need to sit down and seriously calculate how many months it's going to take you before you exceed the cost of that stuff. And if it's going to be longer than you have a plan to move it into a permanent location, you should just throw it out. That's my philosophy.
Well said.
So, yeah, sounds like some wise wisdom there that we're giving free of charge with your sauce listening adventure.
And I'm being a little bit privileged here because I've never actually been in a position where I had to have a storage unit. So like I said, it's easier for me to preach that without having to be in that position, but that's what I'm going to say. That being said, Eric, how's the rest of your week gone?
It's been good. I haven't had any naps. I have been off Kickstarter for a few days.
Yeah, for half a week because you're telling us last week.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Even off it for a week.
Been off it for a week, so
you're supposed to make one purchase a month.
I was supposed to.
You're already filled up till August, right?
Yes. Wow. I'm done till August and probably hopefully longer. We'll see.
You're gonna break before that.
I'm already scratching.
So what? You're +4.
Yes.
Oh boy. OE.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's May now. He's only +3 now, so he's okay.
Caught up. Okay.
Yeah. You are pushing it. I will say that, but
if this was golf, you wouldn't make the cut. If you're 3 over par, you're done.
Done.
You're toast.
That's where you're just having fun, enjoying the game. I mean,
the game of collecting,
the game of
collecting. Yeah,
the game of not playing the games because I have too many to play.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
It's like a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah. That's probably copyright.
I'm sure it is.
Tori, how's your week this week?
Boring. I wish I had something. Yeah, I wish I had something exciting to share with you. I've been watching a lot of 90s sitcoms recently, most notably Family Matters. I might have brought this up before, and if so, stop me. But yeah, I forgot how charming it is. That show, Family Matters. Steve Urkel, the whole cast, and my man Carl Winslow. But it is, it's a really terrific show. So I've been watching the living heck out of Steve Urkel and company, and having a good time doing it. But yeah, so that's my big headline. Pretty exciting shit, huh?
Wow. Wait, Carl was the dad figure in that,
correct?
Right?
Yes.
Is he also the cop in Die Hard?
I think he is a cop in Die Hard. Yeah.
Sounds plausible.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think so.
Yeah.
Sounds plausible.
And he's a cop in the show.
Yeah, how funny is that?
Mm-hmm.
I just made that connection. Anyways.
Huh.
Nice.
Yeah, we've made, your wife actually, Amy, who was on a couple of episodes ago, made an interesting little visual comparison to one of our co-hosts with Mr. Urkel.
Oh, boy.
What do you give me that weird look for, Eric? It was you. You saw the picture. It was in the group chat, E. Oh.
Yeah, but that's not a visual representation or any kind of no.
Yes, I put a mask on it and I put a little Kickstarter label on his board games, and that was you. And some glasses.
He wears glasses.
What else did I put on there? Yeah, I put a mask, Kickstarter. Oh, I put a little voice box that said something about bringing the salad. Oh boy, good stuff.
Yeah, no one commented on my my comment for our dinner plans.
The quinoa salad.
Yeah, the quinoa salad.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, I like quinoa salad, so I'm not going to find offense with that.
Amy took it seriously, and I'm pretty sure he's joking.
I didn't realize that was a joke. I mean, why is that a joke? You have done that on many, many occasions before. I don't see why that would be a joke.
Oh, it became a joke.
Many occasions.
Yeah, it became a joke.
Oh, yeah, it became a joke because it was so predictable, but it was predictable because it literally happened. It wasn't like we were pushing it too far. That's literally what you did.
Ooh.
Which, to be clear,
and I like quinoa salads,
I like it too.
Yeah.
To be clear, I don't have a problem with that. You're not going to get an argument out of me about it.
That's the grain, right? That's the weensy little grain.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. They get caught in my teeth, though. Well, we've had that discussion.
Whereas Eric loves chewing on stuff.
Yeah, we get that.
A strawberry will keep him busy for 25 minutes, as he said famously. He'll pick every little seed off and put them in a little pile. You know how little kids eat like the skin off the chicken nuggets first? He takes all the seeds off of the strawberry, eats the fruit and says, yuck, and then gets to his seeds and says, yummy, I love seeds. More seeds for me.
Yeah, that was definitely not the takeaway of that entire conversation. But yeah, sure, Adam.
When he was a little kid, he used to say, more seeds, Daddy.
That's why I don't like strawberries. In fact, Amy offered to make me a strawberry pie for my birthday, and I told her,
not enough seeds.
No thanks.
Can you sprinkle some seed on top?
Do not like crunching on those stupid seeds.
It was funny because we were waiting for E the other day. We were over at your house, and we were all waiting around. Yeah, we're over at Tori's house for the listeners, and we were all sitting there waiting for Eric to show up. And we finally said, what the hell is going on with E? And I walked outside, and Eric was sitting chewing on your bird feeder. He was suckling out of your bird feeder saying, yum, seeds!
The suet.
Yes.
Like a popsicle.
Yeah, he was just gulping out of there. And I said, Eric, we're going out to dinner. And he said, but there won't be enough seed. I like seed because it's got 2 E's. That's what he said.
Ooh.
Eric's shaking his head vigorously in approval. He's looking around the house for more seed.
Yeah. Wrong direction there.
It's the only thing vigorous that he does.
Oh, man. Wow.
Well, speaking of birds and bird seed.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, I pulled that one out pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
This week, you want to go ahead and lead us off with what we're going to be talking about, Eric? And for listeners, on the front of this label, there's a little chicken.
Tonight, we're trying Chick-fil-A sauce. This is their original original sauce. Their brand name sauce, I guess, would be how you'd claim that to be.
Yes.
And they make a whole lot of sauces, as anyone who knows Chick-fil-A is aware of, I'm sure.
Yeah, we were looking on the website earlier, and they do have 7 or 8 different sauces, and they sell them in the little dipping cup size, and then they sell them in this new size, which is actually like a what are you pointing at?
Soft-spoken approved size.
Yeah, soft-spoken, a hefty boy size, which is, how big is that, like 16 ouncer?
Yes.
And
you're on it.
Then they also sell, Tori's already on his phone looking for more Giant Eagles that have this.
I inspected it. I was really curious about the packets you mentioned and the selling. Do you get like 20 packets, or is it one at a time thing, or how do they sell them?
Sell the packets?
Yeah, you get like a crate of them, like a gross, or you buy them like sets of 10? Like you get 10 packets at a time?
I don't know that they were selling them through the website. I think that they were just showing you what their available options are.
Okay.
Because that's like their website is both their like menu. So they just threw these. They do have the sauce packets on there, and they have these bigger ones, these recent containers, which is, for the listeners, that's what we're trying, is this larger size container that I got from John Eagle. I think it was like $4.49, I want to say.
Not bad.
Medium price.
Yeah, a little not, but higher
reasonable.
medium.
Especially when you take into consideration some of the recent, apparently, supply chain problems they've been having.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting topic there. Everything's going up in price, and a little bit of shortages recently. I'm sure at the time of this recording, some of them will be taken care of a couple weeks from now when this airs, but...
Well, yeah, it's interesting because when we like to pull up the manufacturer website and take a look if we can find something. And the first thing that popped up when I typed in Chick-fil-A sauce into Google, I was hoping for like a copycat recipe, stuff like that we could look into. The first thing that popped up was apparently nationwide shortages. You want to go ahead and read us the little message on their screen there, Eric, that comes up on the top of their website?
Sure. It's a very clear header right off the bat. It says industry-wide supply chain shortages.
May 4th.
May 4th, 2021. Due to industry-wide supply chain shortages, some items, like sauces, may be unavailable. We apologize in advance for any inconvenience. In fact, it's actually surprising how this takes up the entire screen. There's a little red
no, this is a little...
button.
Well, this is because if you click on this up here,
okay.
it pops up with this little pop-up. That's why I just left it open for us.
For immediate release.
Which really doesn't tell us anything in detail there as to why there's a shortage.
Well,
it just says
yeah, that's true. And then we've been hearing about a lot of supply chain shortages in general, which I think is kind of to be expected just because so many places have been short on staff or have had, they had to shut down for a while, whatever, blah, 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 the whole COVID thing. So supply chain shortages are to be expected. But no, in addition to the little disclaimer on Chick-fil-A website, there were some news articles, and I thought it was interesting because this is I had totally missed this breaking news, apparently, that they felt the need to cover on every major news outlet, but they had it on CNN Business. Chick-fil-A is facing a sauce shortage. And then on Fox News, of course, they had Chick-fil-A sauce shortage blamed on Joe Biden's America, which is the one we read in detail because that seemed more realistic to us. So, no, I'm just kidding. But no, so apparently this is, they're limiting, the gist of the article is that they're limiting you to one sauce packet per food item.
Is that fries, or is that, if you get, like, say, a number one, does that constitute one pack, but you get fries and a sandwich? So I would argue that's 2 packs. And 2 packs is skimpy.
Yeah, no, I agree, because normally they give you, I think, a decent handful, right?
Oh, yeah, as much as you want.
I'm not as much of a frequenter of Chick-fil-A as you. I think, Tori, you had mentioned you go there reasonably often.
I'm probably the resident pro.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
But I know that frequently you have leftover sauces for us.
I know, I was going to say I've only been there a couple of times, so.
Heck yeah. I love them all. I don't think, I may have had the barbecue. If I've had the barbecue, I don't remember it. Barbecue sauce at fast food joints, not my favorite. I feel as if there's 100 better options, usually, really independent of whatever fast food outfit you go to. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Polynesian sauce. It's terrific. Chick-fil-A, I'm sure we'll get into that. I got nothing but good things to say, generally speaking.
I think that, and we can talk about this later, is we're hoping to get another friend of ours on the podcast to do a little more in-depth review on another fast food chain. But I think that oftentimes the barbecue sauce is pretty sweet, not very vinegary at a lot of fast food places. But since we're on the subject and we've already gotten on here, you want to go ahead and give us a read down, Tori, of the rest of the sauces that they have available?
Yeah, sure thing. Of course, there's the flagship, the Chick-fil-A sauce that we're going to try here this evening, and we have in the big, beautiful bottle. There's the Polynesian sauce, of course, that I mentioned. I don't know if we're going to give these a sample or not, but I would equate that to a general sauce, if anything. Just, I'll give you a one sentence. Honey mustard, duh, self-explanatory, also terrific. The garden herb ranch, I really, really like. It's a ranch, not much more to say, but it stands out. It's has a spice to it. It's real nice. Zesty buffalo, of course. Barbecue. One thing, they do have Texas Pete sauce
really?
at most Chick-fil-A sauces.
Okay. In a packet form?
Correct.
Okay.
A clear packet with the little cowboy with the big stirrups. You've seen Texas Pete before.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm 100%
You've never seen
you don't know what Texas Pete is?
No.
Oh.
Yes, you have.
I think it's going to be next week.
Well, finish reading the sauces. I'll pull up
That's a
Texas
sauce.
Pete for
It's
him.
like a common sauce.
Correct. Yeah, it's just a hot sauce.
You've seen it before. I guarantee you. You're making me angry.
Texas Pete. Yeah. So, and at the very last, sweet and spicy sriracha. That's okay. You know my feelings about sriracha. Honey roasted barbecue, and and that will do it for them. Depending on the Chick-fil-A, I do think they have other sauces though, because I know that there is honey available in packets as well as Texas Pete. There he is.
Yeah, you may be right about that, Tori. I think that maybe there's some other like local, because I think this is like not their brand. I don't know if the honey is their brand or not.
I don't know. But for those biscuits and chicken, you can't miss with the honey.
All right, now look me in the eye, Eric, and tell me you haven't seen this Texas Pete bottle before.
Never.
Yes,
Never
you fucking
seen it.
have!
Wow.
You're making me fucking angry because I know you have.
No,
You're going on and choosing to willfully lie to listeners, destroying our credibility. I know you've fucking seen this before.
He's like a stick figure, kind of.
Yeah, he's got a little fucking lasso. Texas Pete, he's a red dude.
red dude or white dude or
what do they call them leggings?
Chaps.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeehaw!
Yeah. Texas Pete.
no,
it's a
Nothing.
whip.
never seen that.
You have seen this before.
I'll be damned.
Maybe you didn't look closely at it and recognize it, but
Oh.
I guarantee you have seen this before because you can't not have.
I mean, I've seen
My man,
Frank's Red Hot sauce, and I've seen
fucking dead to me.
the Cholula sauce that we did, but I've never seen Texas Pete.
Well, we did a good job of describing the Texas Pete sauce to E, who's never seen it before.
That's got to be next week. It has to be now. There's no other choice.
It's that iconic, huh?
I think it's pretty damn good. I like
we can
Texas
find
Pete.
some.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I'll grab a bottle. We'll see. We already have something on the docket for next week. There's nothing excluding us from doing two. So,
That's right.
but that being said, Eric,
Back to the story, though, if we want to.
What story?
Back to the news story. So they're saying they're limiting.
that's it.
They're limiting people at the store,
Right.
but there's no real shortage of this in the stores that
Well-
you're aware of. The actual bottles of the sauce. I mean, so it's not like a manufacturing as much
Right.
as it's
Well, so that's the other thing too that I was a little bit kind of iffy on because here's what I'm going to be conspiracy minded for a second, so we'll all dive deep on this little philosophy. But I went into Giant Eagle and I was looking for new sauces that we haven't tried yet, and I saw this on the shelf, this 16-ounce bottle, which, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, is a new offering from Chick-fil-A, having this big, large format bottle on grocery store shelves, and I'm actually half wondering if maybe this little supply chain shortage is kind of, like you said, it's got 16 ounces in this, and I can't imagine that those little containers have more than half ounce, a quarter ounce in them or something like that, the little
Right.
dippy cups. So I'm actually wondering if maybe this is like a marketing strategy for them where they're like, oh yeah, we're running out of this sauce. The only way you can get it is if you buy 16 ounces at once from Giant Eagle, so people run out and buy the sauce instead of getting it for free with their nuggies.
Squeeze it into various Tupperware containers and plastic bags like they're doing with gasoline these days.
Right. I was going to Giant Eagle to fill a plastic bag in my trunk up with Chick-fil-A sauce, and they happen to have this instead, so I opted for this option.
Nice.
But it seemed less messy.
And it also kind of ties into the idea that, about a couple weeks ago, I had a friend of my, who said that she would be interested in doing, being a guest on a future episode here on Soft Spoken, and she listens to our show regularly. And
Wait, who is this?
my neighbor.
Someone listens to our podcast regularly?
How about that? Isn't that crazy? And
Call her out by name.
so Amanda, hopefully we'll be able to have her on the show here.
So I shouldn't say lewd things about her like I did about your sister, because she might want to actually come on.
My sister still wants to come on, but I think she wants to punch you in the face first,
That's
probably.
fine. Most people do at some point or another.
Anyways, but Amanda made the comment that she specifically has friends down in North Carolina, and they have, and she's asked for them to ship her up bottles of Chick-fil-A sauce because it's not sold up here. So this is definitely new to our region for sure here in Pittsburgh.
Well, they have it right next to the milk down there in the half-gallon bottles, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
So pretty interesting, and if it is a marketing strategy, I think it's pretty cool because what they're actually doing with 100% of their profits off of these Chick-fil-A sauce bottles are being donated to
the Republican Party
team member scholarships.
Just kidding.
Also known as Republicans of Tomorrow.
No, just kidding. Well, we took a kind of a roundabout way of getting to this, but speaking of milk bottles, this thing actually does kind of look a little bit like a milk bottle. Do you want to give us a little bit of a visual description of what we're looking at here, Tori?
Sure. Yeah, of course. So we have Chick-fil-A sauce. What you see is pretty much what you get. You have the iconic deep cherry fire engine red and the white. A very clean, classic look. The script that you would catch on any highway in America is there across the side. As it's inverted and sitting on its lid, I suppose, that's when the script sits upright and sits straight. Yeah, I think it's very clean, very concise packaging. I'm thankful that E mentioned the donation part of it. I think that's important to mention, despite their political affiliations.
Well, do you want to read
I think a good thing is a good thing, regardless.
Do you want to read the donation thing? Because I cut him off. I didn't let him actually say what it was actually for.
It's for athletes or something, right?
Scholarship.
Tori's got to get out his trifocals right now.
Oh, dude, I can't see this. It's too dark and too small. A portion of this goes to Scholarship America for team member scholarships. Oh, so people that work for Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. That's cool. Supporting their employees. And they do have, I would say, better than average employees there, and I think they treat them and pay them better too.
Yeah.
So that's a plus.
You get Sunday off every
and they
week.
get Sundays, so that's a lot better than a lot of other retail places. That's definitely a perk.
Yeah. I don't know. If I were to catch this on a shelf at a grocery store, I think just given the color scheme and just how neat and tidy everything is, and of course that script that is certainly iconic. Boy, that screams Chick-fil-A to me. What you see is what you get. I think it's terrific. And a 16-ounce bottle, so it got a nice squeeze, and it has that marvelous tip that I know I've spoke about at great length.
Like it.
The silicone with the X in it, so you have a nice controlled grip as you squeeze and have a good time. And put it on your chicken or your waffle fries is what I like an awful lot.
It's good on waffle fries.
Oh, it's terrific. That Polynesian sauce is really good too. But I know this isn't a Chick-fil-A show, so I'm going to try and keep it as focused as I can. But yeah, I think that's the bottle in a nutshell.
It is a Chick-fil-A show. I just don't have any of the other sauces. For what it's worth, I only saw this one. What are you eyeballing me for, E?
So many reasons.
Oh,
just keep going.
Slightly misspoke. It's going to get edited out. I'm going to fucking look at you weird.
I don't know how much you edit out. I always assumed you don't. But maybe you edit just yourself. I don't know.
I edit a lot of shit out. I am actually quite generous to you in the editing. I make you sound much nicer than you do in real life. In real life, you're barely fucking literate. No, I'm just kidding.
Probably true. You should leave that in.
No, I do think Tori is spot on. I didn't see any of the other sauces in the grocery store. Maybe they're just introducing this one first. But you hit upon a key point there that the stark white bottle, very simple script, which I do like a lot. It looks good. I mean, it's a well-designed bottle, but it stands out a lot amongst all the other sauces because almost no other sauces are pure stark white like this. Like a lot of the other ones are maybe have like a tan label or a light off-white at best. This one is stark, clinical, hospital white.
Mm-hmm.
And aside from the ivory barbecue sauce that we tried, there's not that many other white sauces to begin with.
Right.
And the sauce itself isn't white, but the bottle, like I said, definitely stands out on the shelf.
I'd be interested to see how that reacts to the shopper's eye versus the cow print that we see Chick-fil-A do an awful lot. The eat more, the cows
yes,
doing the...
That's true.
And I think that's a pretty clever marketing scheme, all things being equal. But that would certainly be an option that a direction they could go in to see how that would work against that stark white. But I don't know. I think that would win out because that is sharp.
One thing that I will say about this that I think is an opportunity lost kind of back as we go back to like the wishbone sauce that we did a couple weeks ago, maybe last week. One opportunity I think they missed with this, if they would have just put the script the other way around so the bottle was upright. Go ahead and flip it around there for us, Eric, so we can visualize. Now, if right below the red, they would have put two little googly eyes and a little yellow circle like a beak, they could have made the bottle look like a little chicken. Because it's got the little red lid, like a little, comb. I thought that would have been cute. You visualize what I'm talking about? You guys both
I like it. No, I like it, and it's silly, but I think it sort of clashes with this otherwise classy labeling.
Yeah, no, I like the labeling as it is. I think it would have been fun if they had done that because their logo is a little chicken.
I think it'd be a perfectly valid option if it was on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I get what you're saying.
I also think it's really interesting about how well they managed to match the label background white to the bottle plastic white. That's a very tricky thing to do, and I think they came really close to it. If you hold in the right light, you can see there is a difference, but it's close.
It looks really professional too, but it almost looks unfinished on the shelf because you've seen like the white bottles without a label on them at all, that, and it is kind of like that same white, but they did a good job choosing it too because it doesn't seem like the bottle got dirty at all in shipping or anything like that or sitting on the shelf, And white is a color that would show dust, and I think this was on the top shelf, if memory serves. But, they seem to have chosen the right material to keep it looking clean and fresh.
It's almost sort of a matte finish, almost.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
it is. It's kind of toned down, but I think that helps, like Eric was saying, kind of blend it in with the paper part of the label.
Now, the paper part also has this little red corner, which you often see on, like, the back of, like, bottles that are, like,
or like glues and adhesives.
It's an adhesive. Loctite. Well, yeah, because they want to like have like more. There's more to be revealed,
bottles, yeah.
Right? Medicine bottles.
It's got the little pull tab corner looking thing.
But that's not a pull tab.
I know. I tried pulling it too. I tried pulling it too. It's not like more secret ingredients under there. It's just that was maybe a poor part of the label design.
I'm not sure what it does. Like what service that does there, other than confuse me there. I kept trying to like.
What are you looking at, Isha?
This little triangle.
Oh,
I thought it was a pull tab.
Oh, it's not.
No, there's nothing. It doesn't seem to be. We can try a little harder, but it didn't do it easily.
I'll be damned. I mean, what kind of information you'd put in there, though?
I don't know. So usually if it's like a medicine, they'll put like...
Or pesticide.
Directions for children and stuff. Yeah. Or, like I said, if it's an adhesive, they'll give you like the full like technical data sheet on there, you know?
I was hoping it was a winning ticket to their factory.
Well, I thought, a Chick-fil-A is like a company that puts forth a little bit more than bare minimum effort, I would say. I thought maybe they had a little Easter egg hidden behind there or something, like a little...
Maybe it's a label manufacturer.
Like a Bible verse or something like that. Have you ever seen the In-N-Out cups? Have you guys seen those? Or on the bottom of the cup?
Never been there.
You guys know what In-N-Out is? I've never been there either.
It's a burger place like out west?
Yeah, California. But they actually have on the bottom of their... And like I said, full disclaimer, I've never been there. I've only heard this. On the bottom of their cups, they've got like on the inside, they've got like a little Bible verse in there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I thought that would have been kind of cool if they had like a little, hidden peel away Easter egg like that. And been kind of cool.
I've been there twice, but I never knew that little Easter egg.
Like a fortune cookie.
Now I kind of wish I had looked at the bottom of my cup.
I'll be darned. Yeah, never seen it.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that would be. I think that would be cool. But go ahead and I'll let you guys fight over it. But do one of you guys want to go ahead and give us a little bit of a visual description of the sauce itself?
What do you say? Rochambeau for it?
Sure.
They're actually gonna. Oh, I thought they.
Oh, come on! I'm all about games. I'm all about games. All right, fine.
I wanted you guys to actually do it.
Oh.
Be funny for the listeners.
It would be kind of funny.
Eric's doing it. He's already got his He's got his hand up. They're going for it.
Rochambeau. Tori, you get it.
Tori
paper covers
Tori gets
paper
to
covers
choose
rock.
Who does it now? So he can assign it to you if he wants to. But
okay, well, I'll take I'll take half of it. How's that sound? We'll split it. We'll split it down the middle.
There's so much to talk about.
Oh, I know, right? I have a little bit more in my cup, so I'm gonna look at this. Okay. But boy, I don't know. I really like it. It has a mustard certainly look to it. It clings a great deal to the side. It has a nice smoky aroma to it. It's great. A little bit of sweetness. Yeah, maybe a hint of vinegar too there. The nose. I'm just going to impart you with this little wisdom. And this is organic knowledge, by the way. So this was obviously, I had no idea what's coming up on the sauces.
Right.
But this particular sauce has a very interesting history to it. And I'm a little hazy on the details, but if my memory serves, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but there was some manager in some store in the South that came up with this sauce on his own and gave the rights to Chick-fil-A as a corporation just because.
Wow.
I want to say maybe like in the late 60s or something. I'm probably way off base, but the story is that's the general gist.
He worked for them or no?
Yeah, he worked in a store. Yeah, he worked in a Chick-fil-A store down south, and he made up this sauce on his own. And
cool.
Yeah,
I actually have. I think I heard that maybe from you. I don't know. I heard that story.
Yeah,
I don't know why you would do that if you're that person. I mean, the company's just going to turn around and make money off of it, as we're seeing today, but it seems like it's only right for you to get a cut of that, but okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't get too hung up on that nothing thing. That could be one of the hazy details.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
It was definitely invented by some dude in his basement.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, that's the headline.
That's how he invents all of his.
Say he also worked though for Chick-fil-A.
He was a manager in a store.
Yeah, he was a manager for Chick-fil-A. So it's pretty cool. I mean, hey, when your company does right by you, you want to do right for your company.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm just saying, by the way that story presented to me seemed very one-sided, but like I said, that could be some fuzzy details. So.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely hazy details, but the sauce itself has an interesting history. Feel free to look it up and correct me. Send me an email.
Send us all an email.
Yeah.
Well, Eric, do you want to get a little bit more into the actual visuals of the sauce itself there, too?
Well, I know he said it's, Tori mentioned that it's a honey mustard looking or mustardy looking, and it is definitely like a bright yellow, I would say.
I don't know about bright yellow. It's kind of more of a mustardy yellow, right?
Well, it's mustard, so it's bright, but then it also has like a deeper golden hue to it.
You know what it looks like to me? We have these. They give us these little white sippy cups that we mentioned before to try it in. Mine's all kind of gone to the bottom, and if I look straight down at it, in the middle of this white cup, and with the yellow sauce in the center there, it looks like an egg. It looks like an egg yolk in the middle of a little white egg.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It is kind of that egg yolky color, not like a cooked egg yolk where it's a little bit duller than the bright egg yolk color.
No, I definitely agree. And then as I got some swirled lines on the edges of my white cup, as you call it there, or that's what they are. And
that's what they call it. Yeah,
that's what they are.
Here's your cup, sir.
And it does have a certain translucency to it when it gets thin. So
yes, indeed.
But yes, as you said, it clings extremely well.
Yeah, it's a clinger, dude.
Yep.
I'm shocked.
Stage 5 clinger.
Passes the blizzard test and everything. You can hold that sucker right upside down and nothing really comes out.
I'm gonna hold it upside down with my mouth.
Probably why it has the whole squeeze bottle effect to it. You know, that whole that choice of top maybe. But
it has some flecks floating around in there. Did you guys notice that too? Like some little darker brown spots? I got a couple in here.
I think that's chicken crumbs from your chicken nugget.
Oh, okay. You're right. You might be right about that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to... Without squirting some more fresh out, you definitely can be right about that.
All class over here, guys.
It's, very...
We did try this on chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggies.
That they gave us not the ones from Chick-fil-A, just some out of the freezer.
Yeah, I forget what brand we have currently. Toasted to perfection.
Yeah, they were well done. So I'll give you props on that, Eric, as our chef du jour. So you did a good job on that.
I found the right time. I got to put a half hour in before you guys get here. They bake for a long time.
I do like them nice and crunchy, though. Wow. These were, I think, well cooked. Very specific about how I like my nuggies.
He's a man of taste.
I'm a man of taste, yes. Not good taste.
Yeah, taste.
I'm also a man of smell. Speaking of smell, Tori, do you want to go ahead? You already started a little bit. Do you want to give us a little bit of a lead off on your initial tasting notes?
Oh, my tasting notes. Yeah, really. It was smoky. It was sort of mustardy, vinegary, I thought. I mean, boy, I am a longtime fan of this. I think overall it's just dang delicious. Yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know. Honey mustard's not accurate, but barbecue sauce isn't accurate. It's somewhere delightfully in between. And boy, yeah, it's fabulous. Love it.
Well, I know we had discussed previously, Eric makes a world-famous dog sauce, which is a sauce that we use for hot dogs and miniature sausages, things like that. That's why we call it the dog sauce. But it is a honey mustard sauce that you make. And to me, Eric, and we had kind of mentioned this before, I think you were the first one to mention it, actually. This does look visually a lot like your dog sauce, and there's a lot of similar flavor profiles from your dog sauce in this as well. But I think Tori kind of hit the nail on the head. He was right on the ballpoint, as we say.
I usually am,
Where there's actually more like, it's like your dog sauce, but someone took like a Carolina-style vinegar-based barbecue sauce, mixed it in with that. It's like, I would say 2/3 dog sauce, 1/3 barbecue sauce.
100% agree.
And I think that's what I'm getting primarily for flavor. The one thing that really threw me off guard, and this was the first time I've been able to have this in a large quantity, because like I said, I'm not normally someone that goes to Chick-fil-A very often, and those little dipping cups are, I'll be honest with you, one of those dipping cups is like a single nugget per cup.
Yeah, that's for me. Meager.
Like, I like to really ladle the sauce on. I mean, we're a couple of dudes doing several dudes doing a podcast about sauce. I fucking like to shovel that shit on, and they never give you enough. Like this, to me, if I'm having nuggets for dinner, this 16-ounce bottle might be 2 servings, if we're being straight up.
Wow.
For me.
Whoa. There's no way.
It might be straight up, too.
No chance.
I could eat, I'm not joking.
Oh, you're
I could eat 8 ounces,
you're a pig,
a cup of sauce in one sitting, especially if I'm having some fries with it, too. Like, if I'm just having nuggets and fries, I make like an entire cookie sheet at once for myself. I could go through a cup of this sauce.
Holy
2 sittings, I think, is reasonable. It's not reasonable, but it's feasible.
No, it's definitely not reasonable.
It's not reasonable, but I could see you doing it.
And you guys have seen me eat before, so you know that's a factual statement. But the one thing that I noticed now that I could actually finally... What were you going to say, Eric?
I almost want to know, have you ever actually just taken a bite of food and then like grabbed like a sauce and just squirted it into your mouth to chase it?
Pretty damn close.
Okay.
Wow.
I was just wondering if you've done it.
Not exactly. But
does the chocolate milk and milk and chocolate syrup count?
Sure. You took like a mouthful of milk and then you just pour chocolate syrup.
Yeah, like you used to do on the cool dude on Full House. I don't know.
I thought maybe that was something I'd done.
I thought you were saying that's something you had done.
Oh yeah, I've definitely done that. I picked it up from Full House. Yeah,
nice.
The cool uncle.
I'm more of a fan of the Nesquik powder.
Yeah, that dude.
More so than the chocolate syrup. I don't like the chocolate syrup. I like the Nesquik.
The powder, you mean?
Yeah, definitely. But no, what I wanted to say, and I think you might get this, Eric. Tori, I'm not sure if you will, but I know your wife definitely would get this. The one thing that I noticed about this sauce that I hadn't noticed previously, and I don't normally get in sauces, Eric, when you're cooking, have you ever made like a roux? Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah.
It's
sure.
butter and flour, and you put it in the exactly.
Come on, I know what that is.
Okay, all right,
Even
okay.
Tori knows what a roux is.
All right. I didn't want to make any assumptions.
You did.
But I did make an assumption. I said
But
you
you
probably didn't. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, so when you're making a roux and you want to make like a bechamel or something like that, where you use a lighter, you know what a bechamel is?
Mess with cheese?
Well, bechamel is like the base. Like if you're making mac and cheese, bechamel is what it is before you add the cheese.
Okay.
But when you have that roux, you have to cook the flour out a little bit, and depending on how long you cook the flour, kind of determines what kind of a base it is. Like, so if you want to go like a really dark roux, you use that on a lot of like Cajun Creole cooking, for like if you want to make like a gumbo or something. But for this, I got in what my tasting was a heavy dose of uncooked flour, very much how you would get like if you put in a fresh roux and you stirred it for just a second and you didn't let that flour cook at all and you incorporated it too quickly into something else. I got a lot, like a thickness of uncooked flour in this. Did you guys get anything like that at all?
I don't think, man. That sounds like a really unpleasant experience.
It wasn't. It kind of worked, honestly, because it almost was like a little bit of a creaminess. It wasn't bad,
but on the front, and then it dissipates in the end.
Yeah. No, I filled this cup up most of the way. I used it on 3 nuggets. So I put a healthy scooping on these nuggets. So I mean, it was solidly 2/3 sauce, 1/3 nugget. Like I was doing the thing where you got to bounce it on the edge of the nugget to keep it from falling over before I get it in my mouth.
Yeah, I was guilty of the same thing. I stretched my nuggets into like 3 bites, and I managed to coat each one.
I didn't stretch it into 3 bites. I stretched it into 1 bite, but
coat it thoroughly.
I stretched my mouth for 1 bite, but. No, when I got a huge helping like that was what I really strongly noticed was I got that uncooked flour, raw roux type of texture and flavor. It wasn't totally unpleasant, but I thought it was odd.
It's
that
interesting. That actually could explain some of the way that I noticed the sauce actually had 2 distinct states in my mouth, I thought.
Oh, pleasant.
Gaseous.
What?
Liquid and gaseous.
Not gaseous, no.
No, we're always gaseous here.
Later. That's later for me.
The gassy group.
Well, what were your like tasting notes there, Eric?
Yeah. I'm bewildered about that statement you just made. You have to elaborate on that at some point.
So I said that, it looks like a honey mustard, right? Your brain is primed for that. It smells like you were saying with a hint of vinegar. You smell like barbecue, almost like a barbecue sauce. You smell a tanginess and a smokiness, and then when you first put it in your mouth, it hits you with a tangy barbecue up front, and then it has like this mellow sweetness with a hint of mustard. I'd say. Well, it really wasn't very mustardy flavored at all. And Adam makes comment to my dog sauce, which spoiler alert, world renowned. It's a mayonnaise or Miracle Whip, if you want to have a little bit more of a tang to it. I think it does work better with Miracle Whip based sauce.
A whip, much like the one that Texas Pete holds that you've never seen before.
That's right.
Right.
He is a whip-clad dude.
I barely even saw that. I was too focused on this weird.
He's still going to claim he's never seen this sauce before.
Texas Pete's going to haunt your
I've
dreams.
never seen that before. We have proof now. We have a recording.
It'll be unearthed it'll be my version of unearthed.
Oh,
anyways.
Man.
Anyway,
still never played it. Still never want to.
Oh yeah.
Booyah.
But what I thought was really interesting was after that first hit across the tongue of all those like really good and sweet and tangy and complex flavors, and then how it like mellows out and it really it flows into my mouth. Could have just been me drooling over the sauce, but it really flowed into my mouth, and I said it was almost like oily across my tongue, and it almost like kind of broke apart. Wow. Yeah, it was really interesting, and that's why I was like really curious about the whole blizzard test. I like immediately when I noticed how much this was flowing and separating after the initial like hitting of the tongue. I wanted to see how well it flowed, and it didn't. So I was like, well, this is strange. But, I mean, maybe, did anyone else notice that?
I think you're strange, dude.
I didn't notice anything like that.
No.
Those 2 states of... Okay.
No, I mean, I noticed weird texture, but not like you're describing. But
well, I didn't really notice, like, flour, per se. I thought it was very, very flavorful up front. Like I say, you get all that tang and vinegar.
I got the opposite. I got more flavor. The initial thing I got was like that floury thing.
Huh.
Ain't that wild?
That is interesting.
Huh.
Well... Go ahead and read us off with the ingredients here, because we've been kind of toying with the notion of what might be in this. So I'm curious to hear. I really want to know personally if there is any flour in this.
There's a lot of ingredients.
Okay.
First is soybean oil, followed by sugar, then barbecue sauce, which is your typical barbecue sauce of tomato paste, corn syrup, vinegar, hickory smoke flavor. There's that smoke. Caramel color, spices, garlic, onion, natural flavors.
Okay.
That oleo resin, paprika.
Ooh.
Okay.
It has mustard, water, distilled vinegar, water, mustard seeds, salt, turmeric.
Seeds.
Oh boy!
More paprika and spices and garlic, distilled vinegar, egg yolks. You said it looked like an egg, Adam.
Spot on.
Salt, cider vinegar, lemon juice concentrate, mustard flour. Maybe that's your flour?
Maybe. I mean, I would have thought it would have been higher up in the ingredients list with how the prevalence I was getting, but maybe.
Right. Our favorite xanthan gum.
Bang, bang.
Natural flavor, garlic, calcium, disodium, EDTA added to protect flavor, dehydrated, and it contains eggs. All right.
Neat.
That's definitely not the first sauce that we had mustard flour in.
No, because we had to look that up, and basically I think it's kind of like the same thing as just like a powdered ground mustard is the idea.
Yeah.
Right.
I also pulled up here a copycat recipe, and I was curious just if we could take a look at that.
Oh, wow.
And what I'm mainly interested in, Eric, I want you to read us this recipe that we got from, what does it say, Family Fresh Meals at the top?
Correct.
Yes.
.com. And read us this recipe, and then give us a little comparison on how that stacks up against the recipe for your dog sauce.
Sure. So this copycat Chick-fil-A recipe says to use a 1/4 cup of honey, 2 tablespoons yellow mustard, 1/4 cup of barbecue sauce. I guess just substitute whatever your favorite one is in there, and 1 tablespoon lemon juice and a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. Which, as I stated, is similar to my dog sauce with the mayonnaise base kind of there, and it also has the yellow mustard. The only thing that's really different is I don't have barbecue sauce or lemon juice or the honey. I get my sweetness.
So you don't have 3/4 of the ingredients.
Well,
the only difference is I don't have honey or mustard or barbecue sauce or lemon juice or mayo. But other than that, it's exactly the same.
It's an entirely different sauce.
I put brown sugar in mine to give it sweetness, and that.
And Lyle's golden syrup.
That kind of depth of because there's a little bit of caramelization there with brown sugar, so you get a little bit more.
Okay.
Maybe to make up for that barbecue sauce idea. I think putting a little bit of barbecue sauce into my dog sauce would be a good idea. Certainly viable.
Nice.
Looking at this.
Well, so what was the difference? What goes into your dog sauce? Give the listeners a quick.
No, that's
do you want to save that?
3 ingredients.
Proprietary That's it.
That's all it is.
Say what was it? Miracle Whip or mayo?
Miracle Whip or mayo.
Brown.
2 tablespoons of yellow mustard, and it's
that's it.
Brown sugar.
Yeah, brown sugar.
I thought a lot more highly of you before you told me that.
That's the secret coveted recipe.
Real secrets in there.
It's on blast now.
Huh. Well, so, to that end, though, really, if you sub the honey for the brown sugar and it's already got the yellow mustard in there, and if you look at the ratios there, it's saying 1 tablespoon of lemon juice for a little bit of acidity. But if you look at the rest of the ratios, you're talking a 1/2 cup of mayo, 1/4 cup of barbecue sauce, 1/4 cup of honey, and then 2 tablespoons of yellow mustard. Really that tablespoon of lemon juice is pretty negligible.
Right.
Honestly, I think we could safe enough to call it that and even with the brown sugar like that, like you're saying, usually that molasses being a base component of most barbecue sauce, I would say you're maybe a 1/2 step away from, this already.
Oh, for sure. Even you could make the argument that Miracle Whip is just mayonnaise with a little bit of lemon tang to it. So,
lemon?
Yeah, it has that tanginess to it versus regular mayonnaise. Miracle Whip has a little.
We're gonna have to fact check that for the show
I'm
notes.
sure it's not actual lemon that's in there, but
sure it's not.
Yeah, there is a tang to it. I'm unclear as to what that would be. I'm a regular mayonnaise. I like mayonnaise. Yeah.
You don't do the Miracle Whip?
I don't mind it.
I used to be much more of the Miracle Whip, but more recently I've stumbled onto this Duke's mayo, and to me that fucking seals the deal right there. Duke's mayo is hella good.
That's the stuff, huh?
Oh, I think so. What, you just like the straight up Hellman story?
Yeah, it really don't matter. If I go, to get a burger or something like that, I would much rather prefer a straight up mayonnaise, whatever it may be. Heinz. I think we have a squeeze probably real similar to this Chick-fil-A bottle at home. That's just regular straight up mayonnaise, no playing around.
Pick yourself up a jar of that Duke's. That to me, we're gonna have to do that at some point if I figure out what we're gonna taste that on, because to me, I don't know what they're doing there, but they really step it up a notch with mayo.
We could do like little like turkey, like chicken fingers, like not chicken fingers,
like grilled?
Son of a bitch, finger sandwiches with turkey, like little turkey mayonnaise,
Tori's turning purple over here. He's furious.
I'm really having a tough
Son
time.
of a bitch!
I know, I was really letting that rip. I usually don't cuss like that.
This is a Christian podcast this week, Tori. We're gonna have to ask you to step
Man, why
up
are you really
a notch.
picking on me, man? I don't make fun of you for howling at the moon and doing weird shit.
Oh, that's true. We did get a little rambunctious. Some of us had a little bit much to drink. Actually, not even that much to drink, and got a little rambunctious at Eric's birthday party last week.
Oh, that's right. He was howling at
us.
He was howling at moons and people.
To remain nameless.
Feminine,
some people.
Feminine moons.
There were multiple people. But anyways, with all that being said, do you want to go ahead and lead us off, Tori, with your rating of the sauce?
Yeah, sure. I thought it was really interesting. I mentioned before, toot my own horn here. I am the resident pro as far as Chick-fil-A is concerned. Yeah, I wear the badge very proudly. And it was interesting for me to see, to hear you two boys not as well versed on the Chick-fil-A side. So it was interesting to hear your take, because I've been eating it for years. And if I haven't made myself clear already, I absolutely love it. I think it's great. In the hierarchy of Chick-fil-A sauces, this is just getting edged out by Polynesian and Ranch. I mean, it's a two-way tie at the top between those two, and he is hot on their tail. So I like that a lot. And to that end, I'm going to give it a striking 9.75. Oh, shit. You give it a 10. Give the dude a 10. I love it. I think it's great. I think it's absolutely fabulous. And if you are the fella that invented this sauce many moons ago, or a member of their family, please don't take the butchering of that story to offense. I certainly didn't mean it. It's a tremendous story. And I love the sauce. It's terrific. He did good.
It's okay. We've already established Chick-fil-A beat this man within half an inch of his life to get his family secret recipe out of this guy, and then dumped his carcass in the river.
He's ordering chicken sandwiches and going home and slathering his own sauce on it. That's a genius of a man if I ever heard one.
I need to come up with some kind of little sound effect for the if we give it something a 10 rating, so I don't have to do it myself. Although it is fun that way.
Yeah, it is delightfully cheesy.
I need to come up with some. I'm good at making the dorky cheesy sound effects. I need to come up with something like the little the recipes sound effect for a 10. Maybe fireworks or something like that. I don't know how that would come across.
I liked your rewinds too. That was good.
Yeah, they're interesting. Try to spice it up a little bit. We haven't had any interesting sound effects in the past couple episodes, I don't think.
I tried that yellow sriracha again tonight for dinner.
How do you still have... What did you... I don't know. We're not doing a rewind on that.
No, we're not.
It still sucks.
It's still good.
It's still good. Go ahead and give us your rating on this saucy.
So, I think... I know we're getting a little lengthy here on our episode, but we didn't actually talk about applications or what we think the sauce might be good on. Obviously, it's Chick-fil-A sauce. It's made for chicken, and we tried it on chicken. I know we've branched out with my personal dog sauce on hot dogs and pretzels, soft pretzels.
Fire.
Yeah, very good. Very good. I think there's certainly... You wouldn't put this on a steak. Let's just put that out there.
No, you wouldn't. Who suggested that? Why is that coming to your mind?
It is from Steak Filet.
Why would you say steak? But this is the first time we've said anything about steak, and you're certainly not going to fucking put it on a steak. No.
No, but I mean...
You can't judge it on its ability to go on a steak.
It's like, can I judge it... So should I be judging on its ability to be used universally on everything?
No.
Or, no, just for what it's made for.
We've never said that.
It's for chicken.
We've said the opposite of anything. We've said the ability for something to fulfill its purpose is a good way of indicating quality.
Well,
objectively.
I mean, yeah, and I think outside of that, if it could go on steak, that could only add to it. But the fact that it can't go on steak shouldn't detract from it.
I think a counterpoint you could make, like we made about the Newman's Own marinara sauce, is that was something that was kind of the jack of all trades, whereas this is much more purpose built. And I think that in order for it to be that purpose built, you wouldn't be good on steak. That's how you make something that's purpose built.
Sure, no, that's true. That's true.
After what's your score after we're done beating the living tar out of you?
I guess I can't give it anything but a 10.
That's right.
I can't give it anything but a 10.
Oh, wow.
It is perfect for what it's designed for. It is extremely tasty.
What would have been your rating if we didn't
If I was looking for this sauce to be universally like the number one go-to sauce for, everything that I'm cooking, whether it be vegetables, chicken, meats, all my proteins, any cold salad, hot dish, whatnot, if I were taking all that into account, then it would have to only rank like an 8, 8.5. But, hey, fine. If you're saying chicken is what it's for, and chicken is what it's going to be on, and chicken is only what it'll be served on, by golly, they nailed it. It is damn good on chicken.
I wouldn't put steak sauce on chicken if that's any consolation.
I might.
I would.
I don't know. I guess I'm making the point.
So you're giving it a straight up 10, and that's honestly what you feel. We didn't pressure you into that rating or anything? Because I'm starting to feel the pressure now.
I was just trying to understand, like I said, how we were rating. I've always, up to this point, really tried to encompass what I would envision this sauce on like I said, on, cold, hot, by itself, on other things that, on other foods. But if we're talking to this is just for chicken.
No.
And it is really designed for chicken, you're right, then by golly, it's a 10.
All right. No, I'm just saying, I'm not saying that we only can do that, but I think if you go back to like episode 1, I think that was how we initially defined that, was like, a factor you could take into account was the ability of something to achieve a purpose. And I think this does do a good job of that. I'm really starting to feel the pressure now with 2 10s stacking up because, and honestly, I'll be straight up with you guys. I think initially I was going to come in with this thing at like a 7.5.
Okay.
And the reason,
we don't want to pressure you into doing something that you don't want to do.
I'd be honest with you, I don't think in good faith I can give it a 10. And I want to have a sauce of the perfect rating, and this is a good sauce. I think I'm going to come in with an 8. I'm going to bump it up a little half point from my initial 7.5. I do think I like your dog sauce better than this, E.
Wow.
To be quite honest.
I think I like this better than my dog sauce.
Is that so?
I do.
I almost don't feel like it needs that barbecue-y flavor. It's not bad, and I like this. Don't get me, like I said, 8's a very good rating.
Sure.
I did not like that floury thing. Like I said, it kind of worked. It didn't, I'm not going to subtract any points from that because I don't think it was detraction, but it's definitely something that I thought was strange. Like, I don't need it. I don't know if that's from like an excess of the xanthan gun or whatever. Or possibly, I don't know what else it could
some
be.
Kind of chemical.
I don't think it was that mustard flour. I sincerely doubt that was the case.
I think you might be just tasting the soybean oil. Possibly.
No, I really don't think so, because it had almost like a distinct, not grit. That's not right. But you know how flour has that very fine, like particulate feel, especially the uncooked roux. That's what I was getting, straight up uncooked, raw roux.
Wow. Isn't that interesting?
Strange? I know. Yeah, I did not notice that at all.
That was just me, maybe. Could just be. I mean, it could just be this tasting. I don't know. So I'm going to come up with an 8. I think that's still going to put it really high up there in the ratings, and I don't think we need to heat on this at all, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Well, with that being said, like I said, really good rating on this. And there's one I want to do a real quick recipes.
Oh, yeah.
I knew he was going for that.
Oh, yeah. I'm soaked already.
I'll see if I can shorten the sound effect because I want to do a real short recipes. But as opposed to my usual recipes. And what I want you to do, Eric, is that I want you to say, take your dog sauce, okay? And I want you to select a barbecue sauce that we've done so far in this podcast and select what barbecue sauce that you would choose from our lineup. Unless there's something else that we haven't tried that would really speak to you, but I'd like, preferably, I think we've tried quite a few. Choose one of those barbecue sauces to incorporate into your dog sauce to make maybe a better version of this, or a competing version of this.
So I'm intrigued to try making a dog sauce with a my honey mustard version of sauce, right? That we've dubbed dog sauce with barbecue sauce, because I think it'd be interesting. And I actually still have some of the Corky's barbecue sauce in my fridge, which had that real. Actually, no, that was Winking Lizard that had the big pepper flakes in it. But the Corky's had a nice spice level to it, and it had a good smoke level to it. And we all said it was really good on like ribs, and it's also a particularly dark barbecue sauce. So I think that would end up making the sauce a little bit darker in color. I think I might even go a touch heavier. Definitely wouldn't put any lemon juice in it. I think I'd try and go for something a little more barbecue-y, but still have that kind of sweet and brown sugar and, mustard notes in there. So I'd be intrigued to play around with that. And I'd probably use, the Corky's barbecue sauce out of Memphis, Tennessee.
I could not agree with you more. When I asked this question, that was what I specifically had in mind. And I think the one thing for me that hit it was that smoke flavor.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like the key ingredient. That's like the one thing that I really am getting for the barbecue sauce in this that I think was a major addition Big fan of that smoke flavor. As you mentioned, you guys always picking on me about how much I love my paprika, and especially my smoked paprika, that I put it in everything I cook, so, but,
I think the recipe would even benefit from some additional smoked paprika, possibly, in case the Corky's doesn't do it enough. I like that. Yeah,
you officially redeemed yourself for not knowing who Texas Pete was.
Have I?
What did you think about that, Tori? Was there another barbecue sauce that you were thinking of?
Yeah, I don't know, boy. I would take some.
And you don't have, if not, that's fine too. I was just curious.
Boy, that's a tough one.
Tori, I know it's late in the episode here, but I don't want to, and I hate to be argumentative here.
Oh boy.
But your Polynesian sauce that you like so much, and you equated that to
he likes
General
it because it's
Tso's
like
sauce.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't. Okay, I'm granted. I only tried it once. I tried it once at your house.
Okay.
From the little cup from the store.
Yeah.
From Chick-fil-A restaurant, not store. Anyways, it's
Well, it is a store.
Kinda, I guess. It's just sweet. It was just like 100% just like candy. There was no spice. It was just like sweet and sour sauce. It was just super sweet. Actually, it wasn't even sour.
That's how a lot of General Tso's is, though, too. I've made that comment before. It's not nearly spicy enough for me.
True. No, it's not spicy enough for me, too. And that's one of my criticisms on General Tso's. But I thought it was interesting.
So were you coming at me here with my comparison to General Tso's, or just the fact that I like it?
No. I'm all for you liking it.
I hate to be argumentative, but you're a fucking idiot.
I just
you got bad taste.
You have no fucking clue what it tastes like.
I don't want someone from Johannesburg who's been eating Nando's peri peri sauce all their life to go, oh yeah, cool, spicy sauce from Chick-fil-A. This sounds interesting. Who's never heard it or never tried it before? And there's no spice there really that I could remember. But
do they advertise spice?
So.
They call
if
Polynesian
that's the case,
sauce.
I don't know. I feel bad for you, but maybe you got sold a bad bill of goods. But
maybe I got a bad cup.
I haven't had enough recently to really remember, but I was thinking maybe more like
it's sweet. I'll give you. Yeah, it's sweet. But boy, if I were to say it to something generalized, to something mass. I wouldn't say mass appeal, but something everyone knows. I think General Tso's is a good general comparison.
When you said that initially, I wasn't, I didn't disagree with that. I thought you were right. So.
And it is
caught
sweet.
Me off guard. I thought
argumentative Eric thinks you're wrong.
Yeah, to your credit, it is sweet.
Dead
and
road.
I do like sweet things. That's. So
even this sauce, I thought maybe I was going to say a critic to knock it down from its 10 is it's a little bit on the sweet side.
Really?
But chicken can be so dry or bland, especially a chicken breast that's maybe overcooked or something. It works to help. I
don't think it's that sweet. There's a little bit of sweetness to it, but I think it's appropriate.
I think it's sweeter than my dog sauce.
You do?
I do.
Okay, all right. I don't know about that, but that's fine. Huh. Well. I think that's going to do it for our ratings.
Argumentative E.
Yeah, argumentative E.
I don't want to start shit, but...
I'm too late. Already did.
I don't want to start shit, but
bring the smoke.
But I think you're wrong.
Bring the smoked paprika.
I think we just need to do ourselves a Chick-fil-A episode.
I'm ready to go down right now. Get myself a number 1 large with a Dr. Pepper.
You have a hard time finding one. I guess you'd have to go down to Robinson.
McKnight Road, dude.
It'd be better than the ghetto fucking Burger King we get sometimes. We can say McKnight Road. People will know we're in Pittsburgh.
No, I suppose you're right. Okay.
See a person frantically
just go down McKnight Road, take a left when you get to the no, I'm just kidding.
Stop at the beer store before you come around.
Yeah, especially if you're going to Tori's house.
Yeah, for real.
We've given 4 open invites to come over for various things anyways, so at this point I don't think saying McKnight Road is going to set any alarm bells off.
People who I know and like very much, I'll invite them and they don't show up, so
that's true.
It's whatever.
Well, I think that's going to do it for this week here for our Chick-fil-A sauce. Eric,
I'm ready with my tasks.
Do you have closing thoughts?
I have my closing thought of I'm going to try and figure out who the heck Texas Pete is, and now I need to do more research on sauces in general. Apparently, of the main brands.
You got to get on it, dude.
Because apparently I am the unintelligent, unknowing.
So what you really are trying to say is that every now and again it's nice to kind of get out of your comfort box, get
and
out of
try
the zone
Texas
and learn
Pete.
something new. Yeah.
No, I'm going to say that I need to do more research.
There you go.
And I think this sauce spoken here will only benefit from that.
Well, I don't know, man. I think Texas Pete gives Frank a run for his money. I really do.
I think a different application. It's kind of like I like that Red Devil too. The one that you get from Annie's.
That one I know. I've seen Red Devil.
I like that Red Devils a lot. And it's just, to me, it's just very simple, flat, one flavor, You know,
I didn't mean to derail our sign off here.
I got a good one loaded up.
Go ahead, Tori. Bring us around.
Yeah, don't worry. Ho ho! So today I'm getting away from the sauce from the final thought, and we're going back to the intro. And E mentioned something very important, that he is sort of doing some spring cleaning. I thought that was really cool. And Adam mentioned the piece is his PSA. Thank you for the PSA, keeping the people informed about storage units, and cut the fat. That's important. If something is holding you down, cut it out. Cut the fat out of your life. You want to be a lean, mean machine, and go out there and smash it. We know you can. We're proud of you already. So thanks for listening, and we loved having you.
That's very nice. I'm sure that people love tuning in on the intros to listen to me preach to them. I'm sure that's the highlight of most people's weeks.
All I can think is we're chasing away everyone who owns a storage unit. All those people.
I think it's an admirable.
Dude, that's a huge demographic. You wouldn't believe
it's huge.
It.
Well, here
this is suicide. What we're doing.
I always find it interesting. There's like every third building down here is like you see new construction on another storage unit. I actually just drove past one today on 51. I was like, where the heck did this giant thing come from?
No, simultaneously, I think it is a good. I think it's an interesting business to have. Those things. I think those people are very smart and astute. I think it's a good business model. And if you have one, just like I said, just recognize that they are there for a purpose, and just don't. I want to help people. Don't really consider what's important in your life, and if you, like I said, don't hold on to those things that you don't need, I guess. So we've talked about that before,
Something like cut the fat, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just kind of going on to your point there.
Is there an
We're just going to keep hammering this home. Maybe the customers will realize we don't really talk about sauces after all in here.
It's a self-help program.
We spent most of the show this time talking about sauces. We've derailed in some of previous ones, but this one we're pretty on point, on the ball point, if you would.
Thank you.
Okay.
And with that, I'd like to thank the listeners for tuning in yet again. As always, we appreciate you listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Oh, bad news is we're at the end of the show here, but hey, the good news is that we have several other episodes that keep you entertained. And while you're at it, send us an email, saucespoken@gmail.com. If you've had enough of listening to us and like to see us, you can do that too. You can stop over on our Instagram page. It's Sauce Spoken Official. If you wish to get down into the nitty-gritty, we welcome you to do so, and you could probably do that on the website. That's going to be saucespoken.wordpress.com. We have some show notes there. We keep track of the various ratings we give them over the episodes there, so if you wish to dig into the details, that's a great place to do it. In the event some unthinkable calamity, your favorite listening provider is not available, you can fire us up on YouTube. And of course, we'll be out here rattling our empty mayonnaise and mustard jars. If you'd like to donate to us, you certainly can. We are at PayPal at Sauce Spoken. We'll give you a little jingle jangle, maybe a wink and a smile on your way out. Keep in mind, we have stickers available for you. Slap them any which where you like, but they're available to you. If you'd like one, let us know. We'd be happy to send you one. And finally, we have a proprietary cryptocurrency out here. It's what's called Sauce Stoken. We have some details on it on the website. As we close here today, of course, we're going to ask you, please share us with a family member, share us with a friend. Hey, if you're enjoying it, I'm certain they would too. If you could, follow us, give us a rating or a review on that listening platform of your choice. Thank you for listening, and this is Sauce Spoken.